Many unbearable hours later.
Malaysian food, inshallah we have breakfast, and after that inshallah we go to the border, fix the bags inshallah later. So the temperature here now is around 2 degrees, maybe 0 Celsius, because we are now in the winter season. The white color of the grass here is actually frost. It's very cold now. And in the winter time in Jordan, it can be rain and cold. The climate of Jordan is not tropical, so it can be very cold in the winter time and hot in the summertime. In the summertime we have no rain, just hot and a clear sky. In the winter time we can have snow, we can have rain, cold, 4 months in the year. So Jordan is an Arabic country, and the majority of Jordanians are Muslim. 90% of Jordanians are Muslim and 10% are Christian. The official language in Jordan is Arabic and English. The currency of Jordan is called dinar, Jordan dinar. 1 Jordan dinar is 1.4 US dollars. So example, if you have $10, you have 7 dinars. Or if you have 10 dinars, you have $14. So it's more. The capital of Jordan name is Amman. The population of Amman is 4 million. Total population in Jordan is 10 million. So 40% of the population is in one city. This airport is called Queen Ali Airport. This is the name of the wife number 3 for the late King Hussein of Jordan. The King of Jordan right now, his name is King Abdullah II. Started as a king in 1999 until now. He has 1 wife, Queen Rania. They have 4 children. The oldest son is Al Hussein. He's a crown prince. But the father of King Abdullah II, late King Hussein, he was married to 4 wives, and wife number 3 is Queen Alia, for the airport name. But wife number 1 is from Egypt, Queen Dina, and married for 1 year and then divorced. Wife number 2 from the UK.
Kalau ansat-ansat tu boleh nampak dalam gambar.
Untuk kulit kering dan untuk kulit semua kulit anak muda boleh juga pakai ya. Cara kita pakai disapu saja macam ini. Nah, biarkan dulu 15 menit baru bilas dengan air biasa ya. Seminggu 2 kali saja, tidak boleh hari-hari. Dan juga ada peel off sama juga masker peel off itu yang ini dibilas. Kalau yang peel off di kopek ya. Yang peel off itu khusus untuk mengangkat komedo atau yang hitam-hitam di sini nih, dan juga untuk mengangkat kulit mati dan untuk mengurangi kedut juga ya. Sama seminggu 2 kali. Nah, cara pakainya kalau ini 15 menit, ini 30 menit. Kalau ini dibilas, ini dikopek saja seperti bilas. Tapi pentingnya sama. Dan di sini ada yang namanya masker khusus untuk badan. Masker badan ini khusus untuk badan, kalau yang ini khusus untuk muka semua. Untuk badan ini sama dibuat daripada lumpur laut mati dicampur daripada minyak alpukat atau avocado ya. Kalau yang bawah ini yang biasa tidak ada campuran, tapi fungsinya sama untuk melancarkan peredaran darah dan juga untuk mengurangi sengal-sengal. Kita cara pakai sebelum mandi disapu saja di belakang atau di badan, biarkan dulu 15 menit, biar nyerap dulu. Nah, kalau sudah 15 menit baru bilas dengan air biasa. Seminggu 2 kali saja, tidak boleh saja. Dan di sini ada juga yang namanya masker khusus untuk rambut. Ini bukan sampo tapi masker ya. Masker rambut ini untuk menguatkan akar rambut yang gugur, untuk menguatkan akar rambut dan juga untuk membersihkan kulit kepala ya. Ini cara pakai kita sesudah mandi, sudah keramas, ulah bersih, nah baru disapu. Nah, biarkan dulu biar nyerap 15 menit. Nah, kalau sudah 15 menit baru bilas dengan air biasa ya. Dan di sini juga ada yang untuk menguatkan akar rambut.
And live in the isolated area to pray in a special, in a cave, and then they protected themselves by walls, and it became a monastery. You can see, yeah, there is some monks are still using this monastery up till now. There are few monasteries in the desert. That is one of them. There are like 3 or 4 monasteries which still function in the desert, in the Palestinian desert. And normally the monastery is built close to the water, dry river beds. When it flew water during the winter season, then it would be quite full of water in these places where they take the water with the cisterns that we have there. Okay, so you can go inside so you can get it.
ولا ما شطفوا شيء.
şey niyetim var. Şöyle.
Anne gel bu tarafta mevcut gel.
Oh, situ.
Dalam tu ada makam tu.
Of the West Bank. So you see that mountain there with those two tall buildings over there, these are Jewish settlements over there. And also those two buildings there and those ridge of buildings is a Jewish settlement. Okay. And when we came down from the area of Jericho, we also saw the settlement and the desert area over there. So the idea is to disconnect Jerusalem politically, geographically, from being connected to the two sides of the West Bank. Okay, so that is the view that you can see from here. Okay, any questions before we go on? Okay, friends, if you would like to buy souvenirs like magnets, hats, bags, which believed to be where the Messiah is coming back, and for according to the Jewish belief, if they bury their dead people here, they will be among the first people to be resurrected when the Messiah is coming back. So these are the tombs that you see right here. Now down at the bottom, there's a Christian cemetery in the valley. And then on the other side, where the road is, there's a Muslim cemetery. So the Muslim cemetery is outside of the city wall that you see there. Right-hand side, you can see the gold onion-shaped dome. It's a Russian Orthodox Church of Mary Magdalene. Then down below it, there's a church with a triangle-shaped area with a dome. That's the Church of Gethsemane. So according to Christian belief, this is the way where Jesus came down, Isa alayhi salam, when he entered Jerusalem, and therefore they built churches along the path which is called the Palm Sunday. Now, that is outside the old city. Now, inside the old city, we are able to see two domes. There's a grey dome and a golden dome. Now, the whole compound in between those two domes is called Masjid Al-Aqsa. So, Masjid Al-Aqsa is not a specific building, but it's a compound of 500 meters by 300 meters wide. What there is on the compound, there are different structures which are used as masjid for prayer. The first one is the Qibli Mosque, which is the grey dome. That is called the Qibli because this is the Qibla. Now underneath it there is the old Aqsa, which is a place that we will visit not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Okay? Now the golden dome, it's called Dome of the Rock because that is where the rock that Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had the Mi'raj from over there. So that is the ascension of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Sidrat al-Muntaha, to heaven. It was from there. But all what you see within that area is Masjid Al-Aqsa, and we will be touring Masjid Al-Aqsa. Now to the right side of Masjid Al-Aqsa, you can see a minaret at the corner there where the trees end. That minaret is, according to the Christian tradition, is the place where the way of the cross, Via Dolorosa. So Christian people are walking from there, pilgrims carrying crosses, all the way to these two grey domes that you see in the same line with the Dome of the Rock. Small and big grey dome. That is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre is where Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, according to Christian belief, was crucified, buried, and resurrected. Now there is next to it a masjid called Masjid Umar ibn Khattab, where Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab came to receive the city from the Byzantines. He prayed close to the church. There's a mosque there. Now a big left side where the Berpeluang mosque, you see a wide dome, that is a synagogue in the Jewish quarter. The old city is about 1 square kilometer with 4 quarters, Christian, Muslim, Armenian and Jewish, with more than 30,000 people that lives inside the old city. Now if we take this road going up, then we see a church there. That church is called Dormishin Abbey. According to the Christian belief, it's where Sitna Maryam died. Next to the left side, just in the middle between the building and the church, is a dome with a minaret. That is the room of the Last Supper and the tomb of Sayyidina Dawood, but it's not a tomb, it's a Maqam of Nabi Dawood alayhi salam, on that area which is called Mount Zion. Now, the way to the left is the way to Bethlehem, the city of Bethlehem, where the Christians believe that the birthplace of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. The horizon over there, that is the Ramallah area, the city of Ramallah, where the headquarters of the Christians over there. Now, if I would go out from here, different between Arabic and Ajami illa bil-taqwa. So all is equal. Muslims are all equal, and we can see that also expressed with Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi. Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi was, people fighting who is Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi, and so Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had the hadith, Salman minna ala al-bayt. So that is also expressed that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam considered him as very close to the Al-Bayt. And he lived here, he came here to Baitulmaqadis, he stayed here some time, then he go back, and this is why we have the Maqam of Salman al-Farisi. This is not a tomb, this is an empty tomb. Just for information, it's okay to visit tombs, Maqams, because it's to remember that place. So normally we are asking for forgiveness and for, dua, the world.
Dan kita hadiahkan kepada mereka Al-Fatihah. Dan kalaulah ada masa, kita boleh baca 3 qul. Qul huwallahu ahad tu 3 kali. A'udzu birabbil falaq tu sekali, dan qul a'udzu birabbin nas tu 1 kali. Jadi pahala dia seperti mana orang yang mengkhatamkan Al-Quran. Jadi insya-Allah kita menambahkan amalan kebaikan kita di samping untuk kita ziarah.
Left side you can see Mount of Olives. That's where we were yesterday, and there was the Church of Ascension, the tall tower over there. Some Christian churches are located on Mount of Olives, and to our right hand side we can see the Muslim cemetery, and within this cemetery there is even the tombs of the Sahaba, Shaddad ibn Aus and Bad ibn Samit, in this cemetery here on our right hand side. The cemetery is located outside of Masjid al-Aqsa. You can see there the wall on our right hand side is the Masjid al-Aqsa from outside. This is the one of the ways leading into Masjid al-Aqsa from the gate here, which is called the Lion's Gate. But to the left hand side you can see Mount of Olives, the slope of Mount of Olives that we were yesterday on top viewing this area. You can see the Russian Orthodox Church that is called Mary Magdalene, the gold onion-shaped dome that you see on our left-hand side there. But you also can see another church down on the road, and that church in the shape of you can see the facade with the mosaic. This is a church called the Church of Gethsemane. According to the Christian belief, that is where Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam was arrested. You can see it here, there on the left-hand side. You see the mosaic. This is where there are very old olive trees over there, and there's the church on the top. You also can see all these Jewish tombs, the Qubur, Yahudi, all the way on the left-hand side there. This is the belief of the Messiah coming back, and those people who will be among the first when the Messiah is coming back. So this is all the Jewish tombs that you see there. Here at the right side, you can see this is the corner of the south corner and east of Masjid al-Aqsa. Here on this corner here on the right side, you can see the Qibli dome here, the Masjid al-Qibli. That is the one that you can see, the grey dome on the right side. This is the south wall of Masjid al-Aqsa, and you can see the ruins over here. These are the archaeological ruins of where Jerusalem was first built, because the city was on the left side. You see the road now where we are driving on the left side. That is the location of the Jebusites, Canaanite city, and then later on Sayyid Dawood, Nabi Dawood and Nabi Sulaiman. So behind these fences that you see right here, where those pictures are, there are some archaeological excavations taking place right here, because the old ancient Jerusalem, the historical Jerusalem that is more than 3,000 years old, it is located on the left-hand side. So it is a kind of a slope coming from a low area down up to the Dome of the Rock, where the Dome of the Rock is inside Masjid al-Aqsa. Now the wall that you see around the old city right here, we can pass via a few gates. One of those gates is called the Dung Gate. This gate to the right side, it is called the Dung Gate. You see these Jewish people are going into the Wailing Wall. This is the Wailing Wall, entrance to the Wailing Wall. We will be tomorrow touring all the old city. So we're not going into the old city now to visit the place, but tomorrow we will be there, and we will see the Wailing Wall also, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, as well as the Masjid Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. But here we are now driving along the way which is leading to Mount Zion. This is called Mount Zion right here. There's a church also to the left side. It's called the Church of St. Peter. According to Christian belief, that's where Sayyidina Isa was kept for one night before the trial. And the church on the top here to the right side is the Church of Dormishin Abbey. So you see there are so many churches, because Christians during the Byzantine era, when they ruled over here, they built so many churches on places which is not accurate and not really authentic to tell that that was exactly the place where the miracles or where Isa alayhi salam was. But that is how this area was built by the Byzantines, with many churches. So Mount Zion is on our right hand side right here. and we are passing the area which is a valley down there to the left-hand side. This valley is called the Hinnom Valley, or it's also called the Hill Valley. The valley that you see to your left side here, it shows how far the old city used to be. The old city walls of Jerusalem during the 2000 years ago, it was over here. Now just on this right-hand side where these retaining walls that you see to the right, they were the walls of Jerusalem built somewhere around here. These ruins that you see down here, these ruins on the right side, these are ruins which dates back to 2000 years. So this valley down here is called the Hinnom Valley. You can see Jerusalem city wall stood exactly where this retaining wall of the cemetery here on our right hand side here. So this is where the old cemetery today, but this is where the walls of Jerusalem used to stand 2000 years ago. Now Jerusalem, when we speak about the east and the western part of Jerusalem, so when you look straight ahead right now, you can see the windmill. You can see all these buildings with a red tar roof. These are already in the western part of Jerusalem, because the old city is on our right hand side, and the road that we are going to use now to the left hand side, that's the road which used to be the border between the Jordanians and Israel between the year 1948 and 1967. Yesterday where we were on Mount of Olives, we were viewing a tower with a big building. It's just in front of us right now, up on the hill where the antenna there's the tower and there's the building. That's the King David Hotel. So that is the what we used as a landmark to divide between the west and the east Jerusalem. So you can say all what goes from the right side now down, this is East Jerusalem. All what is on the left side is the West Jerusalem. Definitely you are going to see a difference between the level of infrastructure in the east and the western part of Jerusalem. Even that both sides are paying the same amount of tax for the municipality, but the services which is provided to the Palestinian side is much more less than the one which is provided to the Israeli side. So you can see the roads, you can see the infrastructure of everything is much better. So now what we are doing, we are going from here, from this direction, to leave Jerusalem. Within few minutes of drive, we are going to leave towards the West Bank, to the Palestinian West Bank territory. So if you look here on the right side, you can see another building which is a church. This church here to the right side is called the Church of the Scottish, and there are many churches of many people who came and settled in the Holy Land in the mid 1900s. So there are different ethnic groups coming, and Germans, there are Americans, there are Ethiopians, there are Russians. So many, they came and settled in the mid 1900s around this area over here. So that is when people started to leave the old city and create those new neighborhoods around the old city of Jerusalem. But till the mid 1900s, people didn't leave the old city. They were only living within the old city of Jerusalem. So where are we going right now? We are going to Al-Khalil. The word Al-Khalil is an Arabic word which means friend. The title of the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Khalilullah, is given to two people, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. So Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, when you say Khalilullah, that is Ibrahim alayhi salam. And that is where we are heading to. We are going to go to Al-Khalil, where Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam lived, died, and was buried there. Yes, when you are in Mecca, you are following the footsteps of Sayyidina Ibrahim, Sayyidina Hajar, and Sayyidina Ismail, but he didn't live in Mecca. He were going and coming back from Mecca to here. But the place where he was living is Al-Khalil. So this is where we are going to see the place where there's a mosque today, built over the cave where he valleys. There's a valley down there called Kidron Valley. And there's a valley down there, it's called Central Valley. And the slope going down. So we are in an elevated area, like coming from a low area up to the top is the rock, which is inside the dome here. So this whole area is Masjid Aqsa. So Masjid Aqsa is not a building, but it is the whole compound. So it is 500 meters long by 300 meters wide. This is all Masjid Aqsa. There are tourists who are allowed to come here only during the morning hours. So that's why you see some tourist groups are going around now. After half an hour, they are not able to be here. Then it's open again after the Salat Dhuhr, 1 hour also. From Sunday to Saturday. Friday and Saturday, they can come and enter here. So the place which we are on right now for the Muslim is the third most holy place after Mecca and Medina. That is where لا تشد الرحال إلا إلى 3 مساجد. Masjid al-Aqsa, Masjid Medina, and Mecca. So we are in the most important site for the Muslim after Mecca and Medina. Okay. Now there are some things that you may ask sometimes when you came in and you saw there are police over there. So these police normally they speak Arabic and they grade you in Arabic, right? So they are mostly people who are considered as the Arab Israelian. You remember yesterday I told you about the 3 categories of Palestinians. There are Palestinians who live within Israel or which were occupied in 1948. So they might be Druze, they might be Muslims, they might be even Christians who are serving in the Israeli army. So that's why they speak Arabic. So, but the security for entering to Masjid Aqsa is under Israel. So Israel is the one who is in charge of the security of the people who enter here are checked by the Israeli side. But inside, the administration is by the Jordanian. Not Palestinian, but Jordan. Jordan is the one who is in charge to pay the salary for the people who work here. So whether if it's the imams or the ones who clean or the ones who maintain this place. So the Jordanian government is the one who is in charge of the administration inside. But the security is in the Israeli. Now, till the year 2000, people who came to Masjid Aqsa to visit, they were allowed to go everywhere. Then there was Sharon at that time, came to the Masjid Aqsa, and that visit was considered as a provocation visit, which caused the Intifada, the Aqsa Intifada, in the year 2000. And then the place was closed for 3 years, and then after 3 years, when they reopened the mosque for visitors, they stopped what used to be before, no more non-Muslim entering into the dome or to the underground mosques. So there's no tourist allowed to go inside the mosques unless you are Muslim. So since the year 2000, we have no more non-Muslim entering to the mosque. Before, there were everybody going anywhere. They used to even sell tickets and people used to go inside into the mosques. But after the year 2000, it's stopped. Now, so the tourists are only allowed to come during the early morning hours, and in the afternoon 1 hour that they can come and visit, but they only can walk around the courtyards but not inside the masjid itself. What you see is only the above ground, but we have also the underground. So there is underground mosques. We are going to go down to the Marwani Mosque and to the Old Aqsa. Now why we say Old Aqsa? Because there is a hadith which says when Rasulullah ﷺ was asked, what is the first mosque was built? It was said Mecca. And then he was asked, what is the second? They say Baitulmaqadis, Aqsa. And he was asked, how many years between them? There was 40 years. So that is probably the first mosque was built in Mecca, was built by Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam. And also Masjid Aqsa was built by Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam. And later on, there were destruction and rebuilding of the place along history. So this is why I'm telling you this, because it brings us to an important thing. What the Jews have to do with this place? Why the Jews claim that they have rights in this place? According to the Jewish belief, this is where the temple stood. First temple, Sayyidina Sulaiman, or the second temple. Now, since the year 70 AD, after the destruction of Jerusalem, there is no Jews lived here until 2000, until when they came back in 1967 and they took over this place. So the Jews claim that there was a temple for them built here, and they also say that that temple was surrounded with 4 walls. So the eastern wall there, the western wall on that side there. So when there is no temple, according to the Jewish people, they are trying to come to pray at this place as close as possible from where the temple was. So later, we will go out of the mosque, and where the minaret, down below there is the Jewish side, which is called the Wailing Wall. So why would the Jewish people come to pray at the Wailing Wall? There, they come to pray as close as possible from what they considered where the temple was. So they are actually asking for rights in this place, and they make a lot of efforts to take over this place. And you saw maybe some Jews were coming now around before, so they are also allowed to come. But when they come, they don't come up to this area. They just go around. And the question why they just go around and they don't come up here, because they consider this place is where the Holy of Holiest. So they should not come and step on it. So normally when the Jews who are fanatic Jews who come and provocate the people and come on daily basis to visit the place, they would not climb up to this area. They would just go around. And that's what we were able to see. Some people were there, and they are accompanied by the police because they are not welcome. And so they create a lot of provocation with the Muslim. The law allow them to come here. So they come and they go around, but they will not climb up here normally. But even if they come and visit around, they are not allowed to pray. They are not allowed to do any actions in this area. So that's why the police and also the Waqf people from the mosque are accompanying them not to, do something which is not agreed with. So now we're going to go inside to the dome. But before we go to the dome, the history of this place, that the area was built by the Umayyad dynasty, by the Khalifa Abdul Malik ibn Marwan. And that was in 691 AD. And then his son, Al-Walid ibn Abdul Malik, continued his work. And then also Marwan ibn Abdul Malik. So it's all Umayyad dynasty. So the main 2 buildings that we have in Masjid Aqsa is from 1,300 years old. And this is the one that you see here, Dome of the Rock. It was built by Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, and it was built in an octagonal shape building. Now, this was very similar to a building that was here in the past, which is that big dome over there. You see there's a cross and a dome there. That is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. According to the Christian belief, that is where Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam was crucified, buried, and resurrected. So there is a big similarity in the way that that dome is built and this dome over here. Because the Muslim adopted the Byzantine architecture, but they built their own buildings. And so they did build a model. That is a model. Before they built the big dome. So this dome that you see here, it's an original dome that stands here from 691 AD. 1,300 years ago, this built, and it's only the ceramics was replaced, or the marbles from outside. The dome is original dome. Because the building is built on solid rock. Unlike the Qibli Mosque. The Qibli Mosque is not the same building which was built by Al-Walid ibn Abdul Malik. because the Qibli Mosque, it's an empty area underneath. And there was an
Oh, ini lagi.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam.
Tajwid Al-Anam
Kan itu belajar dia kot.
pada tajwid tu.
Renovation. Ini masjid yang ketiga Masjid yang ketiga dalam kompleks. Masjid yang ketiga dalam kompleks. Orang solat kat sini. Solat. aku tangan.
When I am by myself, looking at photos and videos that we took, I've been keeping them for so long. And with my broken heart, I see all the pictures of myself living life without you just feels so wrong. I want you to be here with me. I know it sounds crazy. I miss your love and I miss everything we used to be. And even if it is just for a while, then God please give us the time. I can't deal with the reality. There's nothing left that I can't do, 'cause my heart's just missing you. I tried everything, every way I could forget you, just so I can live my life without you. Oh, nothing is the same. It's hard for me to erase all of the memories I have with you. I want you to be here with me. I know it sounds crazy. I miss your love and I miss everything we used to be. And even if it is just for a while, then God please give us the time. I can't deal with the reality. There's nothing left that I can't do, 'cause my heart's just missing you.
1 hour later.
Floating rock. We have a cave under the rock where we can go down and we can be able to be in that cave. Some people like to pray there, but it doesn't matter from where you pray, but the rock is the rock where Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We don't know exactly the spot where Sayyidina Muhammad was ascended to, but there are, in this corner right here, in this box, there is some hair from the dirt of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam cut in the box, and you can touch the hole over there. You can touch the hole. You can touch the hole. But I can't say, like many people sometimes say, that this is the footprint of the
semua.
Detik waktu terus berjalan, berhias gelap dan terang, suka dan duka, tangis dan tawa, tergores bagai lukisan. 1000 mimpi, berjuta sepi, hadir bagai teman sejati. Di antara lelahnya jiwa, dalam resah dan air mata, ku persembahkan kepadamu yang terindah dalam hidupku. Meski ku rapuh dalam langkah, kadang tak setia kepadamu, namun cinta dalam jiwa hanyalah padamu. Maafkanlah bila hati tak sempurna mencintaimu, dalam dada ku harap hanya dirimu yang bertakhta. Tak sempurna mencintaimu, dalam dada ku harap hanya dirimu yang bertakhta. Meski ku rapuh dalam langkah, kadang tak setia kepadamu, namun cinta dalam jiwa hanyalah padamu. Maafkanlah bila hati tak sempurna mencintaimu, dalam dada ku harap hanya dirimu yang bertakhta. Meski ku rapuh dalam langkah, kadang tak setia kepadamu, namun cinta dalam jiwa hanyalah padamu. Maafkanlah bila hati tak sempurna mencintaimu, dalam dada ku harap hanya dirimu yang bertakhta. Detik waktu terus berlalu, semua berakhir padamu.